Sussex collapse. Meghan and Harry freefall after being booed by the angry public. Even the sugary media couldn't deny the booing of the Sussexes. Hello and a very warm welcome back to the Sussex Daily News channel. At the Thanksgiving service held at St. Paul's Cathedral on the 2nd of June 2022, the Sussex did indeed make a public appearance, so they were there to commemorate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Now, everyone expected that, of course, they're going to be booed and jeered, and of course, that's exactly what happened. So some media channels decided it was best to ignore it, and others admitted it. I mean, you can't really deny it. And they said it was a mix of boos and cheers. Yeah. So Boris Johnson, he gets booed all the time, and he just takes it in stride. And Harry and Meghan, they are no strangers to being booed either. So why they were so shocked is beyond me. Before their wedding, Meghan Markle was booed mostly because she completely ignored protocol and had no humility whatsoever. She was incredibly arrogant, and people didn't like it. Manners and protocol are important. She's got no manners, and she doesn't have any respect for protocol either. And then after the wedding, they were booed again when they went to visit Sussex, and then in Ireland yet again when they went there on tour. See, way back in 2018, people didn't like them. And then several years later, after they have launched vicious attacks against the UK and the royal family, it shouldn't be so surprising that their popularity has plummeted. So some people who were there in the crowds have been sharing their personal video clips on social media. And in those videos, you can clearly hear the booing way above the ringing of the bells. The jeers show that Harry and his wife are not these much-loved members of the royal family that they pretend to be, but instead they are much despised and much loathed. They are exiled members of the royal family. So yeah, Harry, that's what you think it is. That is exactly what the sound of disapproval and disgust sounds like when it comes from the public. And the people are entitled to make their opinions known. The police and protection officers cannot protect you or Meghan from public opinion. They cannot protect you from free speech. That is a right. And the pair showed further disrespect when they held hands while they were walking to their seats. And when William and Catherine got there, Meghan Markle deliberately turned her head to look the other way. I mean, you only had to look at the disdain on the faces of the other people there in the church when Meghan Markle and Harry got there to have an idea of just how unpopular they are. The palace even went so far as to tweak the order of precedence, adjusting it so that Charles, William, and Anne would be able to avoid any direct contact with Meghan and Harry. Now, people who try to say that there's no tension between Harry and the rest of the family must be pretty stupid to have missed the very subtle amendments to the seating arrangements. Meghan and Harry's seats were between Jack and Eugenie and Lady Sarah Chatto, and even though onlookers may try to say that the cousins and their spouses don't have any problems with Harry, being civil in public doesn't necessarily mean that you actually like someone or even approve of them. And that appearance was all just for a photo op. They were trying to enter and leave the cathedral and get their photo taken. And who knows if they had recording devices on either of them. I mean, there was a really weird-looking rectangular bulge under Meghan Markle's left breast that was pretty difficult to not notice. When they got there, when they entered, there were cheers because people didn't really know who was arriving, and you can only see the back of them. And once they spotted that ginger bald head, well, they knew exactly who it was and let the boos begin. Now, on some media footage, the bells did drown out both, but maybe it was also that there was a clever tech guru behind it who highlighted the bells instead of the boos. Sky Channel did admit that yes, there was booing, and they also said there was cheering, and they said that it was expected because Meghan and Harry are so controversial. It's a pretty nice way of saying that people hate them. On the other hand, there were some other media outlets just recording things as they happen. That's exactly what they should be doing if they really want to give people an honest reflection of the event. And that exit was pretty interesting. So Meghan and Harry left and they didn't have anybody to speak to. And there was that very awkward silent moment at the top of the steps. They were waiting for the car to arrive with other members of the family. Meghan Markle, she clung on to Harry with her usual grimace on her face, and Peter Phillips, he politely ignored her. Everyone else was just looking around, hoping that maybe their car would hurry up and get there so they wouldn't have to stand with them. Now, Zara, she did speak to Harry, but it seemed to be more something like, "Oh, you're not coming to lunch?" They would need a separate car. So this was very different from their interactions with the Earl of Snowdon. He appeared after Meghan and Harry had left, and they embraced him with cheerful laughs and some affectionate banter. Lunch was held at Guildhall, and it seemed to be for everyone who had attended the service. It seemed like it was a buffet style, and that didn't offer any photo ops for Meghan and Harry. So I'm guessing that was a big reason they weren't there, and also probably they knew that nobody would want to talk to them. That walk down the steps to the car was just not what Harry was expecting. At that point, they were easily identifiable, so the booing was heard, and there was no one who could deny it. I mean, the look on Harry's face told us all we needed to know. He held his head down in shame. Meghan, well, she kept that Cheshire Cat grin on her face, and then they waved briefly as they were entering, but they didn't even bother waving when they were headed out. There was absolutely no point. And Harry, he went as fast as he could to get into that car. He wanted to make a quick exit. And that, Harry, is exactly what most people, most sane people that is, all over the world think of you. That is something we call reality, and it doesn't matter how much you pay for PR. You cannot do anything about public opinion. And it's not racism. It's not bullying. What it is the honest to God truth. You reap what you sow. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many titles you have. It doesn't matter how many police you're paying to protect you. That cannot protect you from what people think of you. And it was just lovely to see the Queen's other grandchildren really enjoying the celebrations with the other members of the family. I am so happy that they did not allow Meghan and Harry to ruin the event for them. But do they honestly realize how most people feel? Do they even realize how much damage the appearance of Harry and Meghan has done to the monarchy? See, for every single boo that we heard, there might have been up to 1,000 boos from people who were not able to be there or couldn't be bothered to be there. And there are people who wanted to boo, but they just stayed silent because they felt like it was disrespectful. I will say this, though. At a time when public opinion is so divided on many, many issues, I am happy that most people seem to be able to come together about one thing, and that is that, loathing Harry and Meghan Markle is pretty much universal. So they were the last ones to walk in, other than the royal party. If they'd have gotten there just a few minutes earlier, then they wouldn't have had to experience this waiting in the aisles while other people in the row already seated had to stand up and let them through to their seats. No end seats for them, they were in the middle. So was it arranged like that on purpose? Well, I don't know, but the cynical side of me says perhaps. And I'm sure that Meghan Markle is not even close to being finished yet. I'm guessing she's going to find a way to come up with even more lies and falsehoods to try to get what she wants. She's just going to keep on playing the victim, and she's going to try to point the finger at everyone else. I do hope that Netflix was paying very close attention to the faces in the congregation, and I really hope they listened to those boos that the Sussexes received. And I hope when Harry makes it back home, he does a thorough review of his memoir, and I hope he makes some changes, some very necessary changes. His grandmother, the Queen, is a remarkable woman, and she just spent 4 days making sure that the monarchy will continue. So she is not going to allow those two to undo all of her hard work. The people of the UK and the Commonwealth are way too important to her. Now, I don't think that she's in the mood to pull her punches anymore. I do think that in the future, the palace is going to come out swinging when it comes to the things that matter. And you, what do you think about Meghan and Harry? Please tell me your opinion below in the comment section, and we'll also talk about it. If you preferred our video tonight, don't forget to like and share it with anyone else who would love it. And don't forget to subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more interesting videos from our team. Now, thank you for watching. Goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.